Growing on You Live Season 11 is sponsored by All In Merchandise. All In Merch is your source for the finest band merch. You know, Acacia Strain, all sorts of different bands from early hardcore to up-and-coming bands. All In is your go-to. Each item is developed with the artists and decorated with care in upstate New York, you know, by folks who love the hardcore scene and who love, you know, the music and the scene, you know, collectively. Proceeds are also issued directly to the artists, which is absolutely awesome. Order at allinmerch.com. Support your favorite band. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Lo-Fi Horror Guy. Welcome to another episode of the Lo-Fi Horror Guys Growing on You Live. Today, I'm going to have on my dude, Bo Lueders from Harm's Way. I cannot wait. My dude is guitarist, absolutely thrashing, brings the energy to the stage, to the band. We're going to get my dude here connected and get this started. Thank you very much for joining. I can't wait to dig into some of the stuff we're going to be digging into here. Let's get him connected here. Let's see. Get a request sent out. Da, 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 da. All right, let's see here. Bo was on, and now he's not. Let's see here. Get this son's bitch to connect. Do, 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 do. One of the fun challenges with these is sometimes getting this shit to connect up. Let's try. Ha ha ha! Bo, what is up, dude?
Dude, I think you and I were both sending at the same time. You know, like the car door, trying to open it.
It's gonna fuck it up every time. Sick, dude. First and foremost, thank you so much for you know, taking your time out of your day, man, and coming and hanging out for a little bit. This is so sick. I can't wait to dig into some of this shit.
Oh, hi, John. One of my buddies there.
So, okay, hell yeah. If anybody's down below commenting and you want to give a shout out or whatever, normally, you know, just for an appreciation of your time. I don't really watch a whole lot, but if you see something you want to comment on, go right ahead, man.
We'll do.
So basically here on Growing on You Live, I have two just fun icebreaker questions. The remainder of the interview is about you and your craft, and then I have one finale that I wrote just for you, dude. So if you're all set, you're all comfy,
Yeah.
we're gonna dig right into this bad boy.
Do I sound okay? I'm using a really shitty old iPhone like earbuds. They're so bad.
It's not. It sounds just fine. I mean, it sounds like the same shit that I'm using right now.
All right, cool.
It's the best technology that I've got. So if my wife and I are doing, you know, we do some traveling. If we're coming through Chicago, tell us what's a local spot that we have to try, a local food staple according to Bo Lueders. What's a favorite of yours?
Everybody knows Chicago for pizza. That's kind of like the thing.
Yeah.
It's always deep dish pizza, which, like, you know, we grew up eating, so I love deep dish pizza. But, like, it's not. If you talk to maybe like my parents' generation, people who grew up in the city, thin crust pizza is actually like the Chicago style, you know. But like to purists, right? So we're talking super thin, like Sicilian crispy pizza, which is actually my favorite shit recently. But when it comes to outside of that, because everybody knows that, you know. There's a place in Chicago called Portillo's hot dogs. And Portillo's exists in this area, a little bit around. They have a thing. We have a thing in Chicago called Italian beef. And Italian beef is like, it's a roast beef that's cooked in an au jus, that's put on a nice French roll with some, maybe you get some cheese, some mozzarella. It's like our equivalent to Philly cheesesteak or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And this has been a thing that's been around for quite some time, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's an old. Yeah, I'm a passionate man. It's an old. It's an old Chicago thing. There's a place right behind USC called Jim's Original that has those and burgers and dogs and Polish sausages, as well as a pork chop sandwich. Pork chop sandwich.
Ooh, man.
So it's just the shittiest white bread, just like straight up Wonder Bread, pork chop sandwich, grizzled onions on top of it, and you have to eat her on the bone. It's like the most barbaric shit ever, but it's so fucking good. It's so good. So it'd be something like
Damn,
that.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's that real,
So
that real
are these
immigrant
like
food.
street vendors that you're getting that shit from, or is that like a
Yeah,
specific spot?
yeah. Jim's Original is open all the time. I believe it's 24 hours. So like if you
Sick.
go, and what's great about them too is you get an order of fries with everything you order. So my girlfriend, she likes just their fries. She doesn't really fuck with the pork chop sandwich. So she'll order a thing of fries, and they'll give her a thing of fries.
Oh, damn.
It doesn't even make sense, but that's what they do. That's like their thing, you know.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate your order. Here's a fucking another one.
Here's another one. Yeah, enjoy.
Nice, nice. All right, let me ask you. I'm going to put you in a tough spot here for a second. If you could play one show with Metallica as a third guitarist, what 5 songs would you want to play with the band?
What 5 songs could I play with the band? For all the Mr. Brothers who are here from my
Touche.
normal Twitch stream, they know that I struggle with. I struggle as I'm getting older. Down picking is becoming harder and harder with me.
Oh, okay,
But I think I
okay.
could flub my way through quite a bit. So probably Blackened would be that'd be one of them. I think One would be one of them. Recently,
Okay.
Don't Tread on Me has become like my favorite Black album track. I think it's like a weird. Yeah, I play Lulu in full. Um, probably Sanitarium, and then something fun like Creeping Death. You know, a nicer riff for the
Ah,
first 5 records. Yeah.
yeah, okay, okay. Nothing new. You're
No,
not
I don't
slapping out
really.
anything from the most recent records.
No, I don't really fuck with anything they put out with after Reload. You know, like give or take. Like I'm not really. I am definitely a Metallica apologist when it comes to their less good records. But even I can't really argue for a lot of that stuff.
Okay, okay. I mean, and even you mentioned "Don't Tread on Me." That's a slick track. I mean, that's not necessarily one of their favorite or one of the ones
No,
that comes to mind first, but that's a
closes the
good one
record.
too. I dig that. Yeah,
Closes
hell
the
yeah,
record too.
hell yeah.
Or no. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
No,
Don't
that's
Tread
not
on
the
Me is in the
last one,
middle.
but
Struggle Within closes the record, and
yeah,
Struggle
there you go.
Within was in fact the song that I meant instead of Don't Tread on Me. Because Struggle Within has like a sick like thrash part at the end and a solo that I learned, so I might be able to get through it on stage. You know?
Ah, okay. Not to hate, but I mean, they have Lars as a drummer, so somebody, kind of just struggling through a couple of parts here and there. I don't think it'd be the worst concert they've done.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
So tell us about growing up, your musical interests. What were some songs or albums that really resonated with you as a young impressionable man?
My first like obsessed band was Led Zeppelin. That was like 5th grade or whatever, and it was like my dad always liked him and had a couple CDs in his car, and like that was kind of it.
Okay.
My mom growing up was obsessed with the Who, so like classic rock and that kind of 70s like ultra macho shit was like always around,
Mm-hmm.
and I grew to appreciate Pete Townsend and the Who with like the punk stuff, and then Led Zeppelin with like the weird like they're fucking wizards locked up in a tower somewhere, not doing anything. And it wasn't until the next. It's funny. I went from like Led Zeppelin, classic rock kid, and then full on obsessed with Blink 182 for whatever reason. Blink 182 was just like
Oh, okay.
a huge bridge band for me because it was accessible and it was definitely aimed at like my age group, my demographic of 6th grade or whatever the fuck. And I
Okay.
got so into them that I eventually got a home video, like the Blink 182 like home video they used to do.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
in it, there's an interview with Tom DeLonge where he just lists off all of these bands. And I was like, oh, I better check out those bands. And it was like Bad Brains, Descendants, Misfits, Minor Threat, Dead Kennedys. You know, it was like
Oh, really?
all these like punk bands that we all know just to be like punk and hardcore bands, but I didn't really know about. But those were the days of fucking Kazaa and LimeWire, where I'm like searching Dead Kennedys, and God knows what I fucking found, you know.
Right,
And I didn't really
right.
get it. Nothing really clicked
Okay.
until I like got into the Misfits. And getting into the Misfits like changed my shit. And I'm a huge Misfits fan, both like musically and like influence wise. And I've had this argument many times, but I think they are easily the most important band in like underground music, like of bands that didn't make it onto the radio. I think they're the most important band.
Damn.
That
Okay.
was huge because then you get AFI, and then from AFI you get all the other hardcore and all the other stuff that I eventually got into. And a lot of that was because of our drummer Chris. He was like an older brother. He was 1 year older than me. We grew up in the same town and went to the same grade school. And as I got more into like the Blink shit, he would kind of be like, "Hey, check out AFI. You might really like them," and like kind of steered me towards like a more, I don't know, organic kind of punk rock experience, you know, for a young man.
Okay. So where did the whole Blink-182 thing come from? Was that just something that you had heard from a friend from school, or how did that come up?
Yeah, it was school and like the American Pie movie, and just like, you know, at, you know, 1990 whatever,
Yeah.
they were just cool. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
They were I don't know why, it was just the band. I thought they were funny. I thought they were good. It's hard to say why.
Okay. Okay. Now, you bring up LimeWire too. Did you ever fall into the situations where you went to, go download a certain something and it'd be like some other random ass band or some mixture of Slipknot, System of a Down, and Mudvayne that never happened?
Oh, what up, Casey Pimp? That's my lady right there.
What's going on?
I don't think I ever got like a band that I didn't want to get, but I definitely downloaded some kind of virus from that shit where instead of you used to have to dial, it was the dial-up. Remember when you used to?
Yeah.
It was like when you would sign out of the AOL, and this was some fucking program where instead of the noises of a dial-up modem, it was just like chicks moaning because it was like some porn thing. I didn't download a porn thing. I downloaded some illegal music, and it did. And my mom was so pissed, and it was so. it was very. I'll never forget that.
Holy shit! How do you correct that? Like, how do you go back and reverse it?
I have no idea. I think we honestly, I remember just dealing with it for a long time. Like even my mom would like be signing on to AOL, and I would just hear like from the other room. But she,
oh
like
my
12,
god!
I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Oh, dude, that's so uncomfortable. Especially when you're trying to probably explain yourself and say that it was just a song, and your parents are like, "Yeah, all right, dude, okay."
Yeah, and it was a lot of like the bands I was even into at the time. Like I remember like I was into Cockspar or a punk band called The Vibrators. Like these all like they're kind of like sexual names. Which is easy to be like, no, Mom, I was looking for this. I was looking for that.
Right.
Same kind of thing,
Oh, shit.
Like, and honest to God, who gives a shit now? But I was like 11, 12, 13. Like, I didn't really know about that kind of stuff. Anyway, I was legitimately looking for music because I liked Blink-182.
Right.
So I was just pulled into this horrible whirlwind of debauchery.
Oh my god! So now, when you were coming up, your dad was musically involved, just as far as he was in like a band of some sort, or was it a wedding band? Was that something that you'd mentioned before?
Wedding singer, yeah, he's a wedding singer band.
Sick.
Tuned orchestra.
Were you going to a lot of these either shows or weddings or different things? Was it kind of like an impressionable thing on you now, just as far as seeing your dad so young playing music live?
No, I don't think I ever saw him play with that. That was like, if you watch, there's videos on YouTube of my dad that he's put up, like, after the fact. And if you watch videos, he's definitely like on some stuff while he's playing. It's not, it wasn't the kind of thing where I would be like hanging out. You know what I mean? It was before he got clean and really like kind of turned his life around.
Okay.
Certainly, just he was always like, I would only see him once a week, but he was always like, "Oh, I got a gig this weekend." So certainly that kind of imprinted on me at one point. But no, not him specifically. No.
Okay. All right. Well, now, as far as your musical interests in going, different local record shops, what were different spots that you would frequent as far as picking up your music?
So, like, for us, I grew up in the suburb of Chicago. And before I was really coming into this city, like, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, record stores or stuff that we knew about. We lived in a town called Roselle, which is, like, almost due west from the city. And there was a hi Claire, and there was a record store in Algonquin, Illinois, called Record Breakers, which is Reggie's now in Chicago had, I don't know if it's still around. I think it may have closed, but had a Record Breakers upstairs, and it was like it was like a whole thing. But there was a location in Algonquin, which was like fucking 45 minutes away from where we lived one way. Like, it was horrible to get there. But it was like the only place that we would go that had like, I was really into like street punk when I was really like first getting into different music and stuff. So I would go and I'd find all these like Unseen records and Global Threat records and The Virus and shit, and I would like get into that, and then I would go with Chris a lot of the time, and he would be finding like more current hardcore bands, and we weren't into metal at all at the time. I don't think I could drive like I was like 15, so.
Oh, okay.
Even at the time, I'm talking, it was well before we got more into metal and stuff. But yeah, Record Breakers was cool. And then once you moved into the city, there's more stuff. There's Reckless and Dusty Grooves and Buckets of Blood, and different places that are open in different capacities. Now I don't even really know. I had to stop collecting records, so I don't really have records anymore.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, Record Breakers was huge. Algonquin, Illinois. I couldn't tell you how to get there anymore. I don't think it's there anymore. But it was huge. It was one of those places that always smelled like incense and had weird, like, fucking Grateful Dead tapestries and shit. And then they would have, like, cool death metal records and cool, like, hardcore, like, actual hardcore, like, current hardcore. So it was a weird place, but it was certainly, like, worth it,
Okay. Worth dealing with the smells and obscene sights.
Bizarre, but it was fun.
Nice. What's your earliest memory as far as buying a record with your own money that you earned, whether, something you got for a birthday or, an allowance, first job?
I remember the first CD that I bought was Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We're talking third or fourth grade.
Dude, nothing to be ashamed of. That album's still fucking awesome.
Not at all, but it was just like, I had money from, fucking taking out the garbage or whatever chores my parents had.
Sure.
My mom and I used to go to Tower Records. That fucking Tower Records. I forgot about Tower Records. Tower Records is where I bought a lot of my first albums and stuff. Tower Records was where I bought one of my first tickets to go see a band with Chris. My grandmother actually bought it for us because she was just fucking cool. And but I bought Thriller, and then I also remember buying Gangsta's Paradise, like Cool.
Oh,
which
side
A was like the track, and then side B was just the instrumental, so that you could rap along at home.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow, no kidding. I never knew that.
I remember buying.
Okay.
When I got into records, I remember I bought the Mental LP, the Get an Oxygen Tank LP, off of Locking Out. I remember that was like the first record where I was like, I'm into records now. I'm going to buy this record.
Okay. Make it a staple thing. A real statement there. Yeah. It's funny you bring it up, Coolio too. That's one of those things where it kind of brings up all the times of like the TRL and music videos, and you have certain days where they would premiere something and you were waiting for it all week, and just different. It's kind of different times where like music had a different appreciation and approach with things. As far as seeing things for the first time and hearing things for the first time. I like that. For sure. That was funny.
Yeah. Fond memories of Tower Records. I missed that. That was a cool thing my mom and I would do.
Okay. All right. What's just something as far as before, like times of streaming and the internet nowadays and all that. What were some things that, some albums that you chose based off of just the cover art, just seeing something, or maybe even, like a show flyer and being like, oh, damn, who's that band? You have any things that come to mind with that?
I remember. That's an interesting question. There was a point of time where like bands with like streaky kind of paint splattery records was just like that was it. That was
Okay.
it, Oh, Anthony, my friend Anthony just joined the chat and he drove me to Record Breakers a couple times.
Oh.
We were just talking about Record Breakers, T-Bone. But there was a point of time where bands had, particularly hardcore bands, so it would be like the American Nightmare record kind of looked like the Carry On record, kind of looked like all the horror show and Hope Conspiracy stuff, and it kind of, so there was that, but and then there was surely later on when I got into like more Youth Crew records, was like the Youth Crew record looks fucking exactly like the Youth Crew, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, right,
that was
right.
like, oh, this looks cool, and I have a couple records that I've definitely never listened to that I have no idea what they are.
Oh, wow.
But Casey just said a second ago, like the first Slipknot record was probably the first time I remember looking at a record cover and being like, "This is fucking insane!" Like, what could all these people be doing?
Right.
And like even looking through it, there's a picture somewhere in the first, in the insert of the first Slipknot record. There's like a picture of them like just walking. With like it's got a crazy effect on it or whatever. And they just look so fucking scary that it's like, oh, these are wrestlers. They don't play in band. Okay.
Nice. That's fun. That's funny. I like that. I mean, still to this day, however many years later that they've been a band, I still don't know what they all do.
Yeah, no.
My man with the scuba helmet or whatever with the spikes coming off of it, I've wondered for the last 20 years what the fuck that guy does, but
He's either the DJ or the sampler or something.
he's the sample dude. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I like that you bring that up. That's funny. So your interest in music, eventually turns into playing guitar, getting a guitar. Tell us about your first guitar and where you got that bad boy.
My first guitar was a white Squier Stratocaster that my dad gave me. Again, Tom DeLonge, looking like Blink-182. It's just like a white Strat, just kind of a crappy guitar made in Mexico. And that was it. I gave it away eventually, which I always regretted. Never give away. Don't get rid of instruments. Instruments and amplifiers. That's just stuff I just won't give away anymore or sell. I always regret it.
Okay.
But eventually I got a Les Paul, again from my dad, for my 8th grade graduation present. And it was like a Les Paul Studio in the early 2000s. And that became my preferred body type guitar, scale length, even bridge setup. Like I love Les Paul. So that's always been like kind of my thing. And that was the first real step towards like, okay, I'm gonna play like in a band. I'm gonna play this live, like whatever, even in our first bands. So I need something that like sounds good, is set up, It took it to get set up. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where what were some things early on as far as, with like the process of writing and playing, even recording for the first time that were kind of learning curves for you to be like, I can't do this, I can't do that again. And, maybe even developing your style a little bit.
I like recording. I'm good at playing. If I can play something, I'm good at playing it the same way, So,
Okay.
But that has a ceiling because there's lots of stuff that I can't play.
Right.
So it's just kind of the thing that, one of the tricks that my dad taught me was like, learn something slow, which is like the oldest trick in the musical book. It's like learn it slow and then you can play it fast.
Okay.
So you just
I like
kind of
that.
slow something down to 50% as much as you can, however you can. Even, you used to take the vinyl and if it's a 45, you put it on 33 and you learn it slow. And, just stuff like that. And just repetitive just palm muting and repetitiveness and I don't know. I don't have too many tricks in my book. You know what I mean? I'm not really that kind of guitar player. You know, I'm more of a, just kind of riff. I don't really shred. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a that's a good tip though, just as far as kind of slowing down and kind of keeping to knowing what your comfort level is and knowing where it's like, okay, this is getting a little out there for shit that I might not necessarily play. For instance, like if you look at like a band like Hatebreed, for instance, it's kind of like with different albums, it's not necessarily things that are going way, like they're not like a death metal band and sweeping and shit, but it's still sweet. It still rules. They still are coming out with cool stuff. So I like that. Okay. Absolutely. Now, Posthuman, I really wanted to touch on, as far as your guys' most recent record. I absolutely love the Bad Boy, and I just kind of wanted to dig into, first and foremost, the cover art. Tell me about this crazy shit that's going on here.
Oh yeah, that is.
Bam.
That's an actual sculpture. It's not like a painting or anything. It's a piece that exists somewhere. I think the last time I was aware of it was in London, at the Museum of Modern Art there, I think. But this was a while ago. And basically, our friend Aaron Ross, who did the layout with Rust and the photography stuff that we did in Rust. He played with us for a while. We did a big international tour. He was with us. He's been one of our friends forever. And,
okay.
He was, we knew he was going to be working on it. And honestly, it was a lot of Chris and Aaron. Chris always has an idea for visual stuff. And he did a really good job with it. And he was like, maybe we could get this guy to like let us buy the pictures or whatever. He's an artist. It's probably going to be tough, whatever. And all he wanted was just like a copy of the record. He was very forthcoming.
Damn.
He gave Aaron all of the pictures, and obviously we just put his name on stuff and said that it was his piece. But yeah, it's called The Eye.
The Lure.
The Lure. That's it. Sorry, he has other ones. One's called The Eye, and other stuff.
Okay.
But it's just like a weird, uncomfortable thing to look at. There's like a part by the ear that's like flesh colored and gross. And, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
We have a banner. That's like 15 by 15 or 20 by 20 or maybe it's the smaller one. I don't know. But it's just like a big. It's the head, and that part is like the size of me, and it's so fucking gross. It's so. But yeah, he was very cool, very forthcoming, and we haven't gotten to see it yet. That was the bummer. We did go to Europe after that had been out, and we were going to try to make it happen, but we just couldn't make it happen. But I would like to see it in person. I think that'd be really fun. See the actual stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the album too, it explains or it describes what the whole thing is made out of, right? Or am I thinking of something I saw online?
No, yeah. It describes what it is. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's like a full, polyurethane.
Full on piece.
I have no idea what it is. But yeah, he builds them. It's like a full thing. He's got a bunch of other ones.
Okay.
He's a really amazing artist. It's really wild. And if you would have shown me that head and been like, hey, this is going to be your album art, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, I could not envision it, So it's really to a credit Chris's like vision and Aaron's, how they were able to collaborate and like put it all together was, I think, really cool. And it came really well. I think it's a very, how many black album artworks have you seen where it's just like something contrasted against a black background, and it's just like, all of them. Every record is that. Not to say that there aren't a lot of white records or green, whatever color. It's just like a lot of our records were this one thing and high contrast and blah blah blah. Hi, Dylan. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely dig that, and that was something that was cool too. Kind of looking into a little bit of the artists and different things. I didn't realize that he. So you were saying, just so I'm clear too, is that he had taken the photographs and everything for it too then?
Yeah, well, those were, so from what I'm remembering, those were photographs of the piece that he had.
Okay.
So when we asked, hey, can we use this? He was like, yeah, here's these like ultra high res pictures.
Oh,
it was like,
okay.
It was like a perfect thing.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
What with my understanding as far as the writing process was, you guys had the music. Was it a year out or a couple of years out before you actually went in and recorded?
So after Rust, which came out in 2015, and then Posthuman came out in 2018, but we recorded in 2017. So you try to do it every 2 years, you know.
Yeah.
We had been writing for what would eventually be Posthuman, and then like scrapped basically all of it except for Dissect Me. That was like the only song that kind of lived out of everything else that we kind of scrapped.
Oh.
And we started writing with Nick. Nick like joined the band in a creative capacity, and Nick was a huge, just like a huge boost to the band as far as like styles and writing. He writes a bunch of riffs that I can't remember and can't play, and then he'll change them. And he's just like a wizard, and he does this shit where he'll take our song and he'll like turn everything up a half step so that it's like a major key. So it sounds like Fun's Way.
Oh.
It sounds like everything is happy. Hi, David. Hello. And yeah, he was just like a really invigorating, like really good addition into what we were doing. So we went and we demoed all the songs in Milwaukee. I think if we had 8 songs, because we wrote one with Will, out of those 8, only one of them basically stayed the same. Like all of them changed when we started doing pre-production with Will. Even if it was just like a little tweak here and there, repeat this tag, do whatever. We spent a few days just kind of demoing with Will, and he would just like take notes and be like, okay, I think we should do this, I think we should do that. Some really minor stuff, but some really, really major stuff too, that now I can't even imagine the song not having been changed, you know?
Dang, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and we had never, ever done that. We've never recorded a record where we went somewhere. We'd always recorded a record here in Chicago at Bricktop, which is right around the corner from that Jim's Original place that I was talking about.
Oh, okay,
And
nice.
we would go there after work, you know, go there on the weekends or go there whenever. This is the first time where we went somewhere for a few weeks, and we lived there and ate food there and worked out across the street. You know, like it's where we did everything. So it was the first time we were able to kind of dedicate that. So
Sure.
that was really cool, you know.
Okay.
And that I miss, that I hope to do again.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so you guys had a whole other album as well as Dissect Me that basically just got cut. Is there anything
I wouldn't call it a full other record, but we had a whole bunch of ideas and riffs. That we didn't know what to do with and how to put it together. That's the hardest part of writing a record. Is kind of like, yeah, that's a good idea. How's it going to fit into this other good idea? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And we had a lot of stuff that we were writing with our old guitar player at the time. And we were just kind of, I don't know, that group had written Rust and Blinded, the previous two releases. So it was just kind of, you know, sometimes ideas just get like, oh, we've already done something like that. Or like, you know, you just need something that kind of refreshes everything. You know?
Sure.
And Nick came in. And then eventually, with the programming and electronic stuff on that record, Casey came in and started playing with us as well. And Casey, again, is another wizard. They both live up in Wisconsin together, and they're both just music maniacs, and they do their thing. And Casey's really, like, amazingly talented with music production and using his computer to fucking do stuff that blows my mind. And it's been really good. And you know, he's in the band, you know, in official capacity now, because I played bass on the record because we didn't have a bass player at the time, you know.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So him and Nick joining the band has been just really awesome. You know, it's just been like a really good thing. It's been so long now that I don't really think about it, but yeah, it's a lot better.
Okay. Oh, now it's loud.
Now is it too loud?
You know what? We're all good. I'm gonna have this on YouTube after too, so I can edit everything as far as like if the volume's a little bit low or whatever. So we'll be all good with that. The last thing I want to ask about the record here, and this has bothered the shit out of me since the album has come out. What is the sample at the beginning of what is it? Unreality? Unreality. What is that?
It is okay. It is from a movie called Hell's Angels, which is a Howard Hughes movie. It's a movie about It's a movie about World War One, and it's a movie about like someone gets conscripted into the army, and the guy's saying, "Are you mad? Can't you see they're just words?"
Okay.
Because he's got drafted, basically. So this guy's going off to die, and this other guy's saying, "Are you fucking crazy? Like they're just words on a piece of paper. They don't mean anything." But the great thing about that is that movie's so old that it's public domain, so we didn't have to fuck with the sample.
Nice. Okay. Man, I don't know if I've seen that movie. For some reason, it just buried itself in the back of my mind since I've heard that, and I thought that it was something that I've seen, and it's been bothering the shit out of me.
Check out if you haven't. Have you ever seen the movie The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah. Yep.
So he makes Hell's Angels in that movie. That's like one of the movies he makes.
Okay.
There's like a speech from within The Aviator from Hell's Angels where the guy's like, "Money, that's all they want. It's just money and murder." And I was like, I wonder what else is said in that dialogue. And we kind of went through it, and we found that "Are you mad? Can't you see they're just words?" And someone heard like a rhythm in it, and we just kind of looped it and slowed it down to match the BPM, and that was it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Genius. That is shit way above my head, but thank God you guys do it.
I don't know.
So the next thing, it kind of ties into the album there, but your guys' relationship with Max Moore. You guys have done 4 videos now with him. I think it's Mind Control, Among the Rust,
you're right, 4.
Left to...
Left
okay.
And the newest one. Yeah, you're right.
Now, most recent to pick your brain a little bit as far as Become a Machine. Was that an idea that you guys collaborated with him? Was that something that he just came, for the idea with you guys? Do you have any recollection?
So this is another instance where it's a lot of Chris doing a lot of the work. But Max will send a treatment of like, here's an idea for the song. And, what do you think? And it's just kind of like a collaborative thing where you bounce back and forth. Yeah. But again, it's a lot of Chris doing work. He'll send stuff to us to be like, what do you guys think of this? And I'm not very creative, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I don't know how to envision something after we film it,
Right. Okay.
And so thankfully Max is very good at what he does and is able to kind of convey, not even... I feel like he conveys like an emotion, not to sound like cinephile kind of, fancy pants, but he does a good job at conveying like an emotion of whatever the song is trying to get across to. And I think
sure.
That's probably the most important thing that he does. Like, it doesn't matter who's pulling something out of their neck or the head or whatever it was, or who's throwing up black stuff into the sink. It's just kind of, what if you're watching this, do you feel sad or anxious or like mad, or like what's the vibe? And I think he does a good job at that.
Yeah, it's definitely setting an uncomfortable tone for sure. What about gear? As far as when you were going into this bad boy, what guitars were you using? Ibanez. Are you sponsored by or endorsed by?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Ibanez, and they've been like the coolest fucking company that I've ever dealt with as far as like artist relations stuff goes.
Sure.
When we got robbed a couple of years ago, they overnighted guitars to us. Like within 24 hours, we had new guitars. Stuff like that. They're really, really awesome. They've been a really, really cool brand to work with that I'm happy to say that we work with. Shout out to Tyler. Yeah, that recording was the first recording where we were working with Ibanez, and I didn't know what to expect, man. I got a guitar in the mail that I thought would work for me. It was a Les Paul body type, like I said. That's just the body type of guitars that I grew to like, and it ended up being perfect. Like, I just love that guitar. It came with bare knuckle pickups built in, ready to rock. It's a full scale Les Paul. It has like the Dunlop bridge, like everything about it I loved. It was the main guitar on the whole record that we used for like mostly everything, except for a couple parts where we used the guitar that Will had. But for the most part, that it's the ARZ Ibanez was like the big tone on that guitar on that record as far as guitar playing goes.
Oh, okay. Got you.
But you know what sucks is I was trying to think of, just the other day, trying to think of what we used on that record. I have no idea. I didn't take a picture. I remember a 5150. I remember the PRS, the Archon head. I remember a Diesel head. I don't remember which one. Will would know. And I remember various pedals and stuff, like the Way Huge Swollen Pickle we started using instead of HM2s because they're really, really similar in what they can achieve sonically, but way more manageable. Like there's not as much like screeching and unreasonable feedback. They're way more controlled.
Oh, okay.
So I remember using that. I remember using a couple of things, but I'm so mad at myself. I did not take a picture of what we used. We have a picture of Chris's drums. We have a picture of like James recording and doing all this other shit. A million pictures of playing video games in the next room, but no pictures of the amps. Stupid.
Nice pork chop sandwich,
Yeah, right.
Like, fuck, what pedals did I use on this bad boy?
I couldn't tell you. It sucks.
That's funny. Okay. Now, your guys' live show, obviously bringing the energy, bringing the attitude, the power, to a live performance. Tell me about your pre-show ritual, or kind of what you do to prep yourself before going up on stage to play.
It certainly evolved over the years. Like we used to tour, and I would just play in my clothes and then sit in the van and then change, wherever we slept, and then put those same wet clothes back on and repeat. Just for like weeks. And then finally I think it was when we went to Europe the first time, someone was like, oh, you guys got to have like stage clothes. And we thought, of course, it's like fucking rock star bullshit is that, like stage clothes. And then you do it and you're like, oh, well, this is way fucking better. Now I have like a stage outfit, like down to socks and shoes and underwear, because why wouldn't you? You just
right.
We used to come home from tours with garbage bags full of wet, disgusting clothes that you would play in. It's like, why would you do that when you could just have one disgusting pair of clothes that you then hang up,
Right.
So we started doing that, and that was better. So I'll change, and I'll usually stretch. I've thrown my back out a couple times bouncing around on stage. So I like to do like a bridge and like a little couple yoga things. And then James and I we'll both do this thing where it's hard to kind of describe, but you would like go up to a stair or a ledge, and on the ball of your foot, stand on the ledge and then stick your other leg out and kind of crouch like this, like a one-leg press.
Okay,
you just kind of do that a couple times and then switch and do it on the other side. You do it like 10 or 20 times. You try to go as low as you can without it hurting, and then back up. And James and I will both kind of do it because we both get like shin splints, get like the same kind of pain in our knees because we jump around a bit. And then you hum.
Yeah,
and let your voice kind of warm up a little bit. And that's really it. Just drink a bunch of water.
Okay.
Try not to drink anything, any coffee before we play, because then I'll have to go to the bathroom. Just, little stuff like that. But no real, no rituals. You know what I mean? Just kind of gotta get out there. I'm full on nervous about the first show we get to play back, because I feel like I'm going to be so bad at playing. So fucking bad. Because whenever you do a one-off, you end up going a little too hard, and then the next day you can't move your neck, and your whole body hurts because you forget you're not on tour, you're not doing it every night, so you're not limited. It's like this one-off, and I'm going fucking nuts and blah blah blah, and it's like, how's that going to be after fucking 2 years of not playing?
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be, it's certainly going to be uncertain, just as far as, even going into, for instance, this July, we have shows that are being announced, in different spots right now, concerts here in Michigan and shit. And I'm like, how is that going to happen? I just don't understand. Or if they're going to have people, that have vaccines that get to go, it's like, I don't know. I don't really understand how it's unfortunate, because, you don't want, that's one of the things I miss the most, is being able to go to concerts and go to shows and just that experience, but then lifting all of this shit, it's like, how are they going to do it? So
I don't know. And how's it going to vary from state to state?
Yeah.
And how are they going to, at what point does it become the responsibility of the band versus the responsibility of the venue? And at what point are we like cool with like carrying around your card? Be like, no, I can be here is also kind of weird. You know, I really don't know. I'm glad it's not my job to figure out.
All right.
You know, I'm really hopeful that it's going to happen, but I don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe they'll have cats that make like fake IDs. That'll be like the new thing.
Yeah,
like, hey man, you have that fake vaccine
COVID
card?
Yeah.
Have some scalpers on the street and shit. Like, hey man, give me your picture. I got you.
Maybe.
That is so fucking stupid. All right, moving on. Now, for a future show, if you were writing a set list for the band, and let's just say 3 songs that you guys don't play all that much, but you love that you can include in the set list, what would these songs be?
On Isolation, we have a song called New Beginnings that I think is like the best song we wrote for a long time.
Hell yes.
I like that song quite a bit. There's probably a part in the middle I would like to change now, but I like that song a lot. We've never played Dissect Me live, so that would be fun.
Oh, really?
Never.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There was just the one from the record that we just didn't play. But, like, we will. We just didn't get around to it. And maybe like a throwback from, like, the first LP. Like, Warriors Will Reign is a cool song. It's still fun. And I think it still kind of fits. Kind of.
Hell yeah.
Something like that, you know? Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I like all those, you know, and that's one of those things, too. I mean, do you guys, you know, with a lot of newer stuff and, you know, trying to put that out, do you guys have songs from the earlier EPs or albums that you still have involved? I know you have from, I think, Isolation there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll generally play like Breeding Grounds or something off of Isolation. But as far as before...
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but as far as before that, it's rare. Just because it's just kind of a different vibe. And dude, I mean, Isolation came out 10 years ago. So we've been playing...
Yeah, that is wild.
We've been playing a lot of those songs for a really long time, you know?
Mm-hmm. Get a little bit of a new rotation.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of crazy shit going on in this feed of comments.
Yeah, I know. It's all people fucking with me.
I've had a couple of times where it's probably going to look rude when I go back and edit this because you're talking and I start laughing and I don't normally see some shit. But oh my lord! All right. So what is the method of the madness as far as your guys' transitions? It's you get this wild sound, you get these different echoes, vibrations, all sorts of crazy shit. Tell us about how did you come into doing that, you know, live, and you know, what is some of the process and not just absolutely fucking up everything you got?
So we like full stop stole that from Blacklisted. They used to use a loop pedal just to make noise in between songs, and it was just like awesome. And we just kind of started doing something similar, and then it just kind of, you know, it just kind of grows from there, and you get samples, and, you know, it's just all one pedal, and thankfully that's something that Nick does. Thank God. I've done it one time when we played in Costa Rica. Nick didn't go, so I had to do all the sampling and was the only guitar player, and it really fucking sucked. Because I'm turning off my pedals and then doing the sample, and it's just like a whole thing. But yeah, it's just a pedal that we upload ideas and stuff onto. That again, Casey is very good at editing and making work and fit a tempo so that we can go into the next song that kind of matches the tempo. You know, kind of whatever we can do.
Oh, but, damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's simultaneously really easy, while also being super complicated. We use a thing called it's a Digitech Jam Man, and it has software on it that's pre 9/11. Like, it's like the worst fucking. It's so terrible. It takes 30 times, and then on the 31st time, it'll work. It's just like it's horrible software, and there's no other fucking way to do it. So it's the worst thing, but it works. And it's the only pedal we could find that lets you trigger something like as many times as you want. It's a whole fucking thing. It's a nightmare.
So is that something you have to do it off stage 30 times, and then like you make sure that it's set up for when you get on stage, you're like, all right, it's gonna work now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's fucking horrible.
I mean, I'm not a guitar player, so like that's always been one thing. The couple of times I've seen you guys, I've been fascinated with because I'm like that especially as far as the tempo, I'm like, how the fuck are they lining this up? Where I guess maybe it's just in the set list, in the writing of it, where they're like, okay, we're gonna have the in between here line up with this next song. But yeah, I've always been really fascinated with that and wondered how that works. So that's sweet.
It's a lot of Chris again. It's a lot of Chris. Like he goes to this place where he just like stares, and then he goes, okay, I got it, and then he'll just like have an idea, and it ends up working a lot of the time because a lot of the times if the drummer has an idea, it's probably going to work because they can pretty much make it work. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, this transition could go into this. Okay, like if you say so. Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, that's kind of wrapping up on my questions with that. I just wanted to ask, some stuff with the band and live performances and different things. But lastly, I wanted to talk about some movies. I wanted to bring up, my page. I talk about horror movies and different shit, but we're going to talk about your top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Oh, let's do it of all time. Okay, cool.
Let's do it. Let's do it of all time, man. What do you got?
Jesus Christ. I mean, first and foremost, I'm not a fucking like
hoity-toity connoisseur.
I'm really not. I like what I like, and whatever.
Yeah.
So like, whenever somebody asks me my, God damn it! All right, Casey gets $10 because she made me laugh. Master and Commander is a bit of an inside joke with us.
Okay.
God damn it. First and foremost is The Goonies. The Goonies is like my favorite movie. It's got everything for me. It's adventure. It's funny. It's got like a little bit of fantasy. It's fun. It's got Cyndi Lauper. It's everything I like. It's all wrapped up into one.
Okay.
Recently, I've become absolutely enamored with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
I can't
Okay.
stop. I've watched it every night for the last week. I'll put it on and just do something.
Dang.
I love that
Okay.
movie. I can't even tell you why. It's just got such a good vibe. It's really funny. I don't know. I don't know why. I just like I absolutely love it. It's becoming my favorite of his for sure. And it's definitely top 5.
Nice. Okay.
I'll probably go with maybe of one of the genres. I'll go with Goodfellas right now. That's been hitting pretty good lately. I watched it on the way back, coming up from Casey's down in Kentucky right now. I was driving up, or southern Indiana. I was driving up and I had it on my phone because it was like super slow and go, like snowy. So I was just watching Goodfellas and I just forgot about what a good movie that is.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Probably The Breakfast Club is like my next one. I really like those kind of 80s vibey kind of nostalgic movies. Breakfast Club is my favorite John Hughes movie. Probably even more than Alone. And then maybe Sicario.
I've never seen that. I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
It's a fucking it's a dark, it's a good movie. It's really fucking good. Check it out.
Nice, nice. Okay.
It's got good actors, it's got a compelling story. It's got, cinematography, like all that shit. It's awesome. It's a really good movie. Do not watch the second one. Don't watch the sequel. But the first one is actually really, really good.
Okay. All right. Now, as far as tonight, my plans are actually your interview with Rick. You guys talked about The Prestige. I've never seen The Bad Boy, and I'm going to dig right on in. I actually had to stop that because I didn't want to spoil the movie.
Because that movie, and I won't spoil anything, but that movie has 2 like twists. Like it's like a left and then a right. That's an incredible movie. I said incredible.
Okay.
That's a really, really, really good movie. I'm glad you turned it off. Because, like, the ending it pays off, I'm a really big fan of another movie I could have thrown in my top 5 is The Witch. I'm a big fan of movies that have, like, a literal payoff. So, like, in The Witch, the whole movie, they're talking about, it's the devil. He's the devil. He's the devil as a goat. And then it is the fucking devil as a goat. I love that. Like, I love shit like that.
Oh, you're talking about the recent The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Witch.
Yeah,
I
weird.
love shit where it's like, yeah, this is right in front of you. We're showing it to you the entire time, but because of where you are living in the 21st century, like, you don't think it's reality.
Yeah.
And then they hit it with you right at the end, and you're just like, oh, shit. The Prestige does that, too. It does, like, a really good,
okay.
like, oh, fuck, which is the prestige of a magic trick. The movie's brilliant. It's a whole metaphor. That movie's incredible. It's one of Christopher Nolan's best, and I think people probably forget that it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my wife and I were talking about it, and I was bringing up, a movie to watch, and we were talking about Christopher Nolan. I said, the only movies that I actually know what the fuck is going on that he does are Batman, and it's just because I know Batman. But I've watched the Inception, and I've probably seen it twice. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Let's get lost in all of these different...
Do you watch movies with subtitles on?
I do.
Good.
Really,
okay.
Recently, I've been really into like Indonesian horror.
Okay.
Dude.
Sure.
I'm telling you, straight shooter. There's some sick shit. If you go on, let's see, is it Netflix? There's a movie called May the Devil Take You. Oh man, so good. Have you ever watched The Evil Dead?
I don't like horror, dude.
Oh well, fuck. Let's stop.
I can't. I have a hard time getting into stuff that can really happen.
Oh,
do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do.
Don't watch that.
Not always. Yeah, right. Exactly. And I don't really hate on it, but it's like some stuff I just can't get behind, and unfortunately, a lot of times that happens to be horror, but not always. I mean, if I'm in the mood, I can watch it.
Okay. Well, anyway, you were bringing up Subtitles. I tossed you off a little bit.
That's a movie that The Prestige is a movie where Jeepers Creepers. Prestige is a movie where having the subtitles on and reading the things that they say is choice. So you'll be good. You'll be very good.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to let you know what I think too. I was excited to hear that you guys started bringing that up too. So I was like, all right, that was one that I kept meaning to go back and check out too. So I'll be checking that out tonight for sure.
Yeah, do it. Let me know what you think of it. It's really good.
Nice. All right. Yeah, somebody mentions The Night Comes for Us. Oh, dude, whoever that is, thank you. There is some absolutely, dude. Very, very slick movie. I've been loving that stuff. So for this last part here, I do have one finale question, but this is your opportunity to just let everybody know, maybe what's new going on with the band, what you have going on, some shout outs to somebody, what you have going on with your Twitch page. Is it Twitch?
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s, but I feel like I'm an old man because I don't know shit about any of this stuff.
How old are you?
33.
We're the same age.
Well, dude, I feel like I am such an old man.
You're doing this thing. You're doing your stuff. You're doing great.
Yeah, touche. Okay,
it's tough out here for us, brother.
Tell me about you. As far as that page, how did you come into that? What and tell me about it because I don't really know what the hell is going on.
I was always into Twitch for the last few years. Not because obviously I don't really like watching someone play a video game, but I sometimes will enjoy their commentary or just their attitude or whatever it is. And got into that and just thought, well, I could do that. So I would just really sporadically for years. I used to work at a job where I would get off at midnight, so I would stream from 12:30 to 4:30 in the morning to 5 people. And most of them are still hanging out, which is cool.
Wow.
And,
okay.
It was right at the beginning of the pandemic. I had more free time because I got let go from. Well, first I knew we weren't going to be touring, and the bakery that I worked at downsized right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I knew I was gonna. I knew I was gonna have time, and a friend of mine, my friend Joey, he's Life Stomper on Twitch. That's all he does. That's his streaming is his job. He was like, yo, you need to do this. You need to play guitar. You have a green screen. Figure out how to make it work. And then he fucking sent me $200 and was like, buy a better camera. Because he knew that if I bought the camera, then I would be obligated to keep going because I wouldn't be able to just be like, thanks, and not use the money that he put towards it, right? So
Some dude you've never met?
no, we've met. We met at a show of ours in Spokane. He's from Washington.
Okay. I was like,
He's kind of
wow.
he's like my stream mentor. He's like the guy who's like, when I'm like, oh, dude, I don't think it's gonna work. He'll like call me and tell me to shut the fuck up. And he's an invaluable presence for me.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
but then just kind of fast forward. At first, I thought, oh, it's got to be music stuff. It's got to be music stuff. And then lately, I do probably a music stream like once a week, whereas I do a game and like chat with everybody. Most of the people who've been hanging out on this thing, and we just like chit chat and the Australians will tease me about how I say certain words and we just get into arguments. We do tier lists where we list like favorite movies or favorite records or favorite breakfast food, and we just kind of hang out. We play that Among Us game. So it's cool. It's become less of a hey, look at me kind of a thing, and become much more of a what do you guys want to do? Let's hang out kind of a thing, which actually I've grown to really, really like, because it kind of takes some pressure off of like feeling like you have to be like on or like a snappy Twitch guy, and just like I'm just hanging out. You know what I mean? And I've actually started to really enjoy that. So yeah. So they were giving me shit yesterday or the other day because we say scones like scones, right? Like if somebody handed you a scone, you would say, hey, thanks for this scone. They say scones in Australia.
Who?
Australians.
There's an E at the end.
This was an hour of my life. I'm fully aware. It was the whole fucking thing.
Oh my god! I haven't run into that yet, but I'll have this in my memory when
absolutely
I do. Oh shit, that is funny. I mean, and you touching on that and mentioning that too. I guess it's kind of what I've fallen into with this. Just as far as initially I was posting about movies and shit that was my interest and things in a collection and whatnot, and it's become a lot of buddies and a lot of different people that watch and tag along and shoot me ideas as far as people to reach out to, and so it's cool to hear that, and as far as opposed to with different people with the pandemic just kind of completely stopping and halting what they're doing, being creative and picking up different ways to use their time positively and have something for some people to look forward to. Shit, if anything, yourself.
Yeah, and it's tough, man, because you look around and you see people and bands and other stuff doing so many incredible things. That it can be daunting. That it's like, well, what? I can't do that. Like, I'm not as good as. I don't have that much time. I don't have that much resources. I don't have that much creativity. I don't know what I want to do. I just know that like I like doing this thing. And it's kind of all about the motivation. It's kind of what motivates me, as I'm sure with you, is like people who come in and hang out. Like that's fucking awesome. That's what I like to do. I like feeling like we have a thing. It's nice to feel like you have a thing, even if it's really small. It feels good to like have this thing that not everybody knows about. Like that's fun, and it's good. It's something that's definitely helped me over the past year, especially when we're not touring or doing anything. So it's become, I think, I don't know. It's just become a good social thing. It's like that's what we're gonna put as the slogan is my Twitch page, a good social thing. Put
that on the green screen in the background. Have that there.
It's a good social thing.
Nice. All right, I love that. That is awesome. Now for our finale, and bringing up some movies and whatnot, and kind of breaking off of the musical touch, I wanted to ask you, as far as if you got hired to score a movie. So you got hired to do the music of a movie. What would be your dream project as far as regarding a director, lead actor, and a lead actress? Who do you want in the movie?
I would want to do. You know what? Maybe this is cliche, but I would want to do a movie like Seven, or like a True Detective kind of vibe, like something dark. Something kind of heavy, not necessarily gory or like violent necessarily, but something dark and heavy. And I would also, similar to Seven, like I think like the way in which I could I would be able to contribute in any way would be a more electronic kind of thing, like Trent Reznor. And as far as like director, I mean, it's easily who Casey and I. Who were we just talking about? Oh, dude, James McAvoy. James McAvoy.
Oh yeah,
Awesome. And
Hell
I
yeah.
always thought he was just kind of who he was James McAvoy. And then that Split movie came out.
dude. Yes,
He was fucking amazing in that. Like
Unreal.
He stole the show in that. He was incredible. So maybe something with like him, and then a director. I don't know, the Coen brothers. Let's just get like
Okay.
a weird mix of like something heavy and grimy like Seven, but with James McAvoy. That actually sounds like a dope movie.
That sounds
With
sick. Yeah, absolutely.
James McAvoy is like the leading role, and then like the Coen brothers writing it. Yeah, that sounds great.
Sick. That'd be who would be an actress? I gotta ask this. This is already a stand-up cast.
Casey, who do we like? Who's an actress that we always say, oh, she's so good, she's so believably strong. We always say that. Believably strong. It's like a thing. Because you'll see like Wonder Woman, and she's like, pow, like yeah, but just like you know, Jan. No, not Jan. Jan from The Office is one of my favorite actresses.
Okay.
Maybe Edie Falco, who played Carmela in The Sopranos. I think she's awesome. I think she's incredible.
Okay.
Actress. Linda Hamilton.
Nice.
A haggard Linda Hamilton living on a ranch somewhere with Detective James McAvoy trying to solve some kind of case. Yeah. Something like that.
Dude.
Something eclectic and weird.
That sounds like it. Even if it doesn't actually get done, it might be a project for one of your videos as far as just making what this universe would be like.
Yeah.
Making this a reality.
That sounds good.
Or just use some green screen and cut out James McAvoy and cut her out as well, and just have them like doing different shit and like finding boxes and different things and uncovering all sorts of shit. Oh man! All right, look, Bo. This has been our time, man. I truly appreciate it. I love your band. I cannot wait to hear what's next. It's one of those things with working out and playing drums myself. I've always played along too, so I appreciate your art and I appreciate your band and your music, dude. So hopefully, whenever the new stuff comes out, I'll be right there and very excited and eagerly awaiting.
It's coming. It's
Sweet.
coming.
Sweet. All right, man. Lo-fi horror guy, my dude, Bo. Is it Lueders? I don't want to mispronounce this. I hate doing that. Lueders. Okay, awesome. You guys take care. Stay safe, my man. You take care as well.
Later.
Bye.
He's a lo-fi horror guy. Yeah, he's kind of a guy, but he is so lo-fi a horror guy. Yeah. Lo-fi horror guy has been recorded in front of a live studio audience.